Last time on Wanderful. The ring is somewhere beneath the church, and you are sitting there once again with the acolyte's corpse in front of you. The three tall figures are nowhere to be seen.
We don't want any trouble. We're just hiding out.
I want you to tell me what you two are doing in my wood right now, right outside of my town, huh?
Can I interact with the vines that are tying them down?
Yeah.
I am going to stealthily walk up to him while he's sleeping, shove the gag into his mouth, and stab him in the shoulder with my dagger.
That door, the cellar door down into this room, it won't open.
Everyone dies.
You're pretty sure you can just barely see in like a bit of Genuine's hair poking out from a corner. You feel a hand on your back.
Oh, fuck.
They are going to attempt to push you. So you see before you a person with a silver mask as they turn around and jump through the window, retreating. You do not see him now.
I need to talk to Jamiroquay one more time.
The three of you walk into the basement of this abandoned church. Jamiroquay is sitting on the ground in the corner, tied up, watching as you came down the stairs. Am I correct in remembering that Jamiroquay was tied up? It's been weeks since we recorded that last one.
I tied him up and then threw him. I may have put a thing over his head. I don't. No, I didn't, because I made him look like me.
My favorite part of the entire exchange was when you were down there and you disguised yourself from the person in the room with you and no one else.
No, it was there was a plan. It just didn't work.
But you could have changed your voice without disguising yourself, is my thing. You could have pretended to be anyone. They couldn't see you.
You got me there.
You were so no, it's okay. Alondi's taking a little bit of a page from craft. No, he's taking a page from Bond's book, and he's really getting into that performer sort of, like he's really got to embody the character he's doing. I get it. Some meta shit right there. You're playing a character playing a character. I love it.
He's a dude playing another dude.
All right,
bro, good movie. Great movie.
Man, suck my unit.
What an intense... I'm glad we didn't end off on a cliffhanger or anything, because this would be really annoying.
Hey, if people are still listening to the show 15
and
plus
they
episodes
want any sort of like continuity, they can go fuck themselves. No, you guys are great.
Anyway, we got y'all walking to the basement. Jamiroquay is all tied up. What y'all just basically more or less almost got your asses kicked. Y'all managed.
There was no almost about it.
Keep it together. Yeah. Well, I say almost because I don't mean to spoil things, but y'all did a number on that dude and he ran away.
Oh yeah.
But also I did a number on us with the fireball.
Yeah. Carveth would 100% just go to a corner and just like probably try to hide in the shadows and just keep an eye on the entrance,
the scene.
Yeah, Bond is definitely doing a little good cop, bad cop, or maybe bad cop, worse cop with fucking Alandi right now. Like I'm just like I'll follow your lead, but I'm hot. I need you to know I got no spell slots, but I can hit him. I swear I'll do it.
Is Jamiroquay gagged? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. Let's assume he is. Yeah, let's just say
it would make sense if he was gagged.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
so he's just looking at y'all.
Alandi's gonna walk up. He's gonna sit him up. He's gonna grab a stool, and he's gonna sit him on the stool. And he's going to take out the gag. And he's going to be like,
I'll quickly dap Alandi up and give him bardic inspiration.
thank you, boy.
Cool.
And also guidance.
Oh, cool.
Double dipping. I'm just going to be like, Jamiroquay, I really need you to help me out. I came here to interrogate you, to get information out of you. And somehow, despite the fact that I was super careful getting here, I got trapped. Not like in a simple way. They made a big rock on top of the entrance, and I didn't notice that. And it is literally a part of my profession to notice that. And I didn't notice it.
Speaking of noticing things, you guys look like shit. What happened up there? I couldn't see nothing down here.
I think you know full well what happened, Jamiroquay.
I assure you I don't.
Well,
I honestly don't think he does.
Just maybe, my friend here could jog your memory in a, let's just say,
no, it's.
I'm gonna hit you if you don't tell him what he wants to hear. You understand?
Listen, I know I'm not making it out of this alive. I've accepted
alive.
That. This is my bag that I knew the risk when I made that deal with that guy. I mean, Alandi here already roughed me up. I've accepted my fate. You know, do what you will.
Listen, if we wanted to kill you, you would have been dead before the rock got placed on top of the door.
Bon, this is how I originally went in. If you notice that very deep stab wound in his
no,
left
for sure,
shoulder,
I see that. That can be a lot.
I did that to
worse.
No.
But I'm
listen.
telling what I'm merely trying to say is he's alive. He is still continuing to be alive. Why would we kill him? If we wanted to kill him, he'd be dead already, right?
I mean, that's fair, but I'm just letting you know that, like, I don't think he's like. I genuinely think Jamiroquay is just useless. Jamiroquay, would you agree with that? You're just kind of a useless person.
I mean, it feels that way right now.
Okay.
Do you got a name for the silver man? The silver-faced man?
I really don't. I'm sorry. I honestly, at this point, I wish I hadn't made that deal. I'm sure it doesn't show, but I'm really ashamed of leaving Quest in the lurch back there. I can't imagine what he's thinking of me right now. But
what is he thinking?
I deserve.
Above game, is Quest the dead one?
No, Quest
is the one that was crushed and is in the hospital.
Alandi is going to untie his hands.
All right.
And he's just going to look at him and say, if I'm being really honest, I'm tired. You know, I don't want this. I don't want you to die. You're a shitty older brother, but I feel like at least now maybe you can be a less shitty older brother, you know, visit your younger brother at the hospital instead of hiding like in some church that didn't even hide you that well. I can't force you to help us because I'm pretty sure you can. But when you look at me, I need you to see that I am an older brother trying to protect his two younger brothers. You failed to do that earlier today, and I had to step up and help him. Please don't make me fail my brothers. Tell me something. Anything that could possibly be adjacent to being useful. And I will be in your debt forever.
I think Jamiroquay sighs, and I honestly think the whole time that you've been interrogating him, Alandi, he's been mostly kind of stone-faced, kind of beaten down, kind of honestly, kind of just at the end of what he feels like he can take. Mm-hmm. And I think hearing that, I'm not going to make you roll or anything. I honestly think that gets through to him. I think he feels really bad thinking about leaving his brother in the state he did. And I think it comes through. I think he starts crying. I don't think he's like sobbing. I think you just watch him kind of silently start to cry. And he says to you, he kind of wipes his nose and look, I don't know if you believe me or not, but I'm being honest when I say I don't know anything about this cat that I made a deal with. He presented us opportunity and I took it. I mean, like anyone would, my brother and I, Genuine, all of us, we're not super well off, and I was tempted and I made a deal I shouldn't have. I see that now. I mean, I think the best I can give you, maybe Quest knows something. I mean, maybe we can go talk to him if he's awake. I don't know what else to say to you.
Okay. Let's go visit your brother in the hospital. Please don't betray us. It'll make me real sad.
And it'll make me real mad.
I'm already mad.
Me too.
That's my trick, Cap. I'm always angry.
That's just it, Captain. I'm always green.
So are we going to the hospital?
Yes. On the way, though, Carveth kind of hangs back, like, just behind the group. I would imagine, like, Alandi and Bon are, like, kind of straddle up to either side of Genuine.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or Jamiroquay, sorry. Yeah. And Carveth's just in the back, just being super fucking perceptive, just trying to look for anything that's gonna jump out at us. Like,
his perception?
Yeah.
Fucking...
Just...
Jamiroquay just turns and he's like, hey, why is your brother looking around like a pigeon? What's going on? Is that normal, or?
So the hospital area is the busiest part of town right now.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, literally an earthquake just rocked. From what you could tell, this area, who knows how much has been affected. Mm-hmm. Not trying to hint at anything.
Yeah.
There's people running in every direction. This area is comprised of 20 or so tents, roughly 20 by 40 feet. So like sizable, like kind of like think military tents, like in a war movie.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a reception area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. There's a reception area with someone working that station. They're a human man with, they've got a stack of folders piled like 3 feet high. They're writing as quick as they can. They clearly are super overwhelmed.
Yeah.
As everyone clearly is.
So I have a quick question. Is it like skeleton crew? Oh my goodness. Is it like a skeleton crew since it's so late at night, or is it like still fully like bustling?
It seems so. At this point, the earthquake was probably a good like 8 hours ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, being conservative with everything that's happened since then.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like they haven't slowed down.
Okay.
Like the people who were working then haven't been relieved of duty. Everyone who was coming in later just joined them.
Got it.
Which I feel like would be the case in a natural disaster.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of exhausted folk.
Oh, absolutely.
Can relate.
At the end of what they can take. But,
Yeah.
I feel like in Yonder, I feel like Yonder's very small town style communities in that I feel like everyone really cares about everyone in the community.
Yeah, they really rally together when it's like go time. Like they may have their differences or whatever. That's cute. Yes. I like it. I like it a lot.
Alande's going to go ahead and it feels weird for Alande to take point. Maybe that it's normal. Anyway, I'm going to go and talk to the person with the stack of folders. Just like,
okay,
good feels insulting considering the circumstances, but evening. Any chance you could point me to the quest?
What do you need? I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of so much. What do you need?
Quest. We're looking for Quest. He was injured at the bar.
I don't know what that means. What are you getting at? Quest? What is that?
His younger brother Quest, and he points to Jamiroquay. He's like, Quest, the person Quest. There's only like 300 people in this town.
Here, I'm sorry, and they hand you a binder that just it has a list of check-ins and all that sort of stuff.
Okay,
sorta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look through it. I'm assuming we're actually. Well, I'll look for Quest, but I'll also look for the two people who actually brought him to the hospital because it's possible one of them signed it.
Couldn't tell you.
Are you just quietly being confused about the concept of a Rolodex? What's happening?
No, I'm not confused about the concept of it. I just, like, if you put me in a room with a Rolodex and a bunch of other items, I couldn't tell you which one was the actual Rolodex, even if I knew the names of the other items.
Dude, I have a Rolodex. Not have one, but I had one when growing up.
God, this is riveting conversation.
Are they big?
How quickly do I find?
They can be.
How quickly do I find? I'm done with the Rolodex. We're done talking about it. We're done. We will never mention Rolodexes in this podcast again. I solemnly swear.
Yeah, Alandi, you look through this binder and you see pages back, meaning tons of people have been checked in since Quest. Mm-hmm. You see that Genuine checked in Quest, and that Quest is in tent number 7.
Are the tents labeled? Because otherwise this is worthless.
They are.
Okay. We go to tent 7, as long as nobody's stopping them.
Yeah, so no, they don't seem like anyone's going to stop you. Everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's very busy with everything.
And we're with his brother.
Yeah, why don't they don't care? Why don't you roll an investigation check really quick for me?
Okay.
Can I assist on that?
Sure.
I got 15.
15's plenty good enough. That's fine.
Better than what I got.
So whilst the whole area is a mess, as you roll up to tent number 7, you notice something different about this scene. A pool of blood has started to leak through the floor underneath the tent.
Oh,
he's fucking dead, isn't he?
I'm gonna turn to see how Jamiroquay reacts to, or does he not notice it?
I don't think he's noticed. You're taking lead here, so okay. I think they're behind you.
Okay. Alandi's gonna stop dead in his tracks.
Okay.
And turn around and be like, "Oh crap, Jamiroquay. I know you're excited to see your brother. There was something else I needed your help with. I need you to just kind of look with me. We need to go find a doctor or something so that we can get like actual information about his condition. Here, follow me. I think I saw one." And he starts walking away from the tent. And as he goes past his brothers, he just kind of motions with his eyes down and shakes his head subtly.
Okay.
To tell them like something ain't right. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to walk off with his brother.
Really quick, give me a persuasion check with advantage, because you're trying to inspiration. You're trying to convince him not to walk into the tent that he would be able to assume his brother is in right now.
My first one was a 21. Yeah.
That's plenty. Yeah. Just needed to,
Yeah, no, that's fair. We are playing a D&D game adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So y'all are walking away. So what is your intention here, Alandi? Just so that we can get the grasp.
Fuck off while the other two. I don't want.
Yeah, as
much as I'm annoyed with this guy.
Yeah.
If we walk into a tent with his dead brother, he, especially like Alandi being an older brother, like as soon as he saw that, just the dread. He felt, he's like, I don't want this dude to go through that right now.
Fully understand, but time is of the essence. I see it, picking up what you're putting down, gonna run into the tent.
Yeah, as soon as they're clear, we'll
are going in.
We'll both go in.
Yeah.
I'm distracted.
Give me and this is just for fun. Give me constitution checks, the two of you.
Oh shit.
A check or a save?
Save. Sorry, a constitution save.
Let's see. Constitution save. That's a 16.
Okay.
A 10.
So, Carveth, your stomach is a little weak. Bon, you as a slightly older brother, and as a cleric even, are able to kind of keep it together as the two of you barge into this tent. Because the scene's bad. Just beside the entrance to the tent, you see on the floor, in a pool of her own blood, a nurse in the same uniform as everyone else working here. Her eyes wide and her throat slashed. 4 hospital beds populate this tent, each containing a fresh corpse. All but one. One of the hospital beds is covered in blood, but is missing a body.
Fuck. Fuck. It's fucking Quest, isn't it?
The other 3 bodies do not appear to be Quest.
Okay, no. So, but all of the ones in the bed you said are fresh. Is the nurse also fresh?
Definitely.
Okay. I would like to start going towards each of them and casting Spare the Dying.
It's too late.
So
that's why I was saying.
Spare the Dying is if they are dying, correct?
Yeah.
If they're like, making checks.
So,
yeah.
A creature that has 0 hit points. Touch a living creature. That
So
has
yeah, if
0
they're unconscious.
But I feel like
Corpses
that
are
is
not
what Bon
alive.
would do,
Yeah.
and I am glad you're doing that.
They're all mimics.
So you
Oh my god! The fucking look of horror that just came over my face is that.
oh my god. So Bon, you are Carveth, you curl over and throw up just at the pure horror you're witnessing. Bon, you as a cleric, your first instinct, all you can think to do is like, can I help these people?
Yeah.
You rush to the first hospital bed and cast Spare the Dying. You rush to the second and cast it, and neither of those work. But the bed just beside the empty bed, you cast Spare the Dying, and suddenly they gasp for breath. They're somehow living, their stomach ripped open, their entrails partially pouring out, but they are somehow clinging to life.
In this moment, as I see them gasp, can I use the alchemy jug and fill it with a minor healing potion?
Is that something the alchemy jug can do?
It just says liquid.
No. It's mundane liquids.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that.
Shit.
Otherwise, you could just cover yourself
that
in
that'd be pretty
in a
broken.
lava pool.
Fuck. I want to risk the
they
knife,
wake
but I
up
won't.
and they wake up and they're like screaming, what's going on? Oh my god, what is happening?
I need you to relax and focus on me for a second, okay? Just, it's a lot of pain you're in.
Who
were
are you?
recently
What is happening?
I'm a friend. I see you all are in a pretty bad way, but I've gotten to you. I couldn't save the others, but I was able to save you. Carveth, run and get a doctor as soon as possible.
Carveth is probably pretty fucked up, but like,
I need you. Hey, buddy.
I'll try to go like.
I understand.
As fast
Look at me,
as I can.
Carveth. Go.
Okay.
And I just turn back to them, and I'm just gonna use. Could I use like a medicine check to try and apply pressure to like try and stop some of the bleeding? Because you said they're still kind of cut open. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna rip. I'm ripping the sleeves off my robe.
I would more say ripped open almost.
Yeah, no, for sure. Fucked up bad. I'm going to rip the sleeves off my robes and try and do like a medicine check to at least keep them from bleeding out while he gets a doctor.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. That's 19 plus 6. Holy shit.
Wow.
Damn.
I will say that you perform first aid on this person, and you are able to keep them alive until someone who knows what they're doing can show up.
And the whole time I'm just kind of like holding their hand as I tie off like the sleeves around their like stomach. It's bleeding through still probably, but
absolutely,
as much as I can, and I'm just holding their hand and kind of like doing like a low whistle that's like a kind of chanty sort of vibe. It sounds almost like a whistling wind. And I'm just kind of
Jeremy, what'd you say?
We walk in to see Bon applying his 100th Band-Aid to the man.
I'm basically naked at this point. I'm just in the persuasion panties.
Just sticking Band-Aids on him like, it's
gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
So, do you say anything to them? Like,
I just...
Oh, no, I'm not there.
Like, I want them to, like...
old boy or Dip.
Yeah.
Do you know who did this to you?
It was a demon with a silver face. They came in and in a second destroyed everything.
Yes.
Before I passed out, I saw them pick up the guy in the bed next to me and carry him away. They look like they're holding back tears somehow, trying to find some sort of strength.
It's okay.
You've
done more than enough.
He was certainly dead. His head was near hanging off. It's as if its nerves were only holding it on.
I think Bond's just like furious, like height angry, like back at some fucking Alkalite of the Tide mad. He's fuming. He's on one. You've done more than enough. A doctor will be on the way to try and do what they can. Thank you.
The tears they've been holding back fall, and they
look
away
Bond
from you.
Also Bond is also angrily crying. Like, they don't know that, but like it's like a weird empathy. I'm pissed, but I'm also like
they grip onto your hand like for dear life.
Help is on the way.
Alandi.
I assume so. With Alandi, he was just kind of. I'm assuming none of this took too terribly long.
For sure.
So with Alandi, my plan was to just kind of walk around and look for a doctor, quote unquote. So, actively avoiding actual doctors, but I'm assuming Carveth would have run into us.
I'm just like running and trying to find like anything. I'm probably looking for Alandi specifically. Yeah.
All right. So
you're trying to find Alandi, not a doctor?
Well, I think he's looking because for the doctor, but he's probably going to run into him.
You can definitely very quickly find somebody.
Yeah.
Who, and if you would explain to them the situation, and they would certainly drop everything. And
that's fair. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. These people like care about the people of their town.
Yeah.
If you were to explain, hey, a bunch of people got murdered in one of these hospital tents, they would like drop everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just anything I could find. I mean, Carveth's shaken up. Like, Carveth is not doing good. So, a doctor, Alandi, whoever comes first, he's just looking right now. So,
Carveth, you find a doctor and explain to them what just happened and lead them back to the tent. Do you follow them back into the tent, or do you stay outside now that someone...
I do want to see if I can make a quick perception check to see if I see any tracks or anything like that from...
Like an investigation, you mean?
Yeah. Either or, whatever.
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Investigation 17.
So that's a great roll. But
no trails of blood or anything like.
Oh no! You're misunderstanding.
Okay.
There is blood footprints everywhere.
God.
This is the busiest hospital you've ever seen in your life.
Damn.
There was just a natural disaster. There is
the perfect
footprints
crime.
everywhere, blood's everywhere. Like there is no shot you find anything useful. Like
Carveth just starts pacing back and forth, rubbing his eyes, and he's just starts cursing like to himself, just mumbling and cursing like fucking shit, and just starts like pacing back and forth, and then like eventually just gives up, and then I think I'll want to try to go find Alandi after that. Okay. After I've dropped off the doctor there.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
All right. Whenever Alandi sees him approaching, he's gonna kind of like look at him wide-eyed to kind of like see if he'll like, because I'm assuming he understood why I effed off. So
yeah,
he's kind of looking to see yay nay on whether or not like Quest was in there, kind of thing.
I would just probably make like a quick like shake my head, you know. Trying not to say anything, you know. And just I wanted to come check on you guys. How are y'all doing over here?
I don't know what to tell you. I haven't found a doctor in a hospital. I don't know how that's possible.
Oh God!
How's Quest?
Did you find Quest? Is he doing all right?
I think as soon as the doctor would have come into the room, Bond would be with them or coming up to them now, probably.
Okay. Did you guys find Quest? Is he doing all right? Is he?
It would seem the silver masked gentleman got to him first and took him somewhere.
What do you mean?
He's gone. He's not there. I'm sorry.
He's not there?
No.
He took him. Okay.
Well,
I like as I'm saying that, I'm like fully like looking kind of at Alandi with like a
I think that you don't
dead
even need to. Yeah, I don't think you even need to roll to try to convince him of this. I think Jamiroquay knows the situation that has been developing and wants to accept. Okay, maybe Quest went with this silver mask guy. Maybe, you know, I don't know what's going on, but maybe Quest is making it out of this better than he and Genuine is. I think he is more wanting to accept that. So if you're not telling him anything,
I'm not necessarily lying to him. I'm just letting him know the man took your brother's body somewhere. Was it alive?
I wouldn't say body.
I didn't tell him body, but in my mind and heart, I meant body.
Yep.
Do you know where was the last or maybe first place you met up with this silver masked gentleman? Would this be a place he would hide out?
No, I ran into him in an alley just outside the church. The church is where us Gabba ghouls, you know, kind of make a home base.
God.
And I mean, the silver mask guy knew that. That's why I assume that's why he was there. I wasn't part of whatever went down there. They didn't tell me that. I wasn't privy to any of that.
For sure. So what I'm meaning by in saying this is that we don't have any leads as to where he might have taken your brother. So what are we doing from here? I don't know even where to begin to find this gentleman, let alone your brother with him.
Jamiroquay, how invested are you in locating your brother? I would hope very, otherwise I'm going to be disappointed in you pretty severely.
You are talking to J3B here.
I mean, I obviously want to find him, guys. I feel terrible for what I did, but I'm not a smart guy. I don't know. You know, I don't know what
listen,
to do.
I don't know if this is the best plan. I started this night off by stabbing you. We met by trivia, which is weird in hindsight, considering all that's happened. I'm going to be straight with you. I want to find your brother. And I'd be lying if I said it was for you. It is for my brothers. That being said, 4 people looking for someone's going to go way better than 3 people. And I think you've earned a redemption arc. I'm basing that on nothing other than my own personal preference for you and your future as a human being on this earth. on this yonder. So what say you
on your wander through yonder? Sorry, go ahead.
Bon, first of all,
no. I'm getting it for the branding. It's for the branding.
No,
okay?
I agree.
We gotta have something
t-shirts. It's just
concise.
Not the time.
We gotta have something concise, so when they're writing the story, they know.
I like it.
You know. Yeah. Continue.
Jamiroquay, do you feel like going on a quest for quest?
So here's what I will say. Jamiroquay does have a pretty bad stab wound.
We're at doctors.
I don't mean right now.
We're at Doctors R Us right now. We can rest
stabbed.
at Doctors R Us right now.
Fair. Just if y'all were trying to go right now,
no.
Yeah.
I think we need to take a short rest and then go. I don't think we can afford a long rest.
I was inviting him to the party, basically.
Yeah.
I think yes. I agree with this plan 100%.
Temporary tag along.
I'm in.
Hey.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, I'm all in.
About that, you're not in because like the branding again, like I said, J3B is kind of already a thing. We can't be J4B. You're not even actually our brother yet. You're like an honorary brother.
All I want right now is to reform the Gabba ghouls.
Exactly. Brother to brother, we get that. We feel that bond.
I'm not calling myself a Gabba ghoul.
No.
We're not calling ourselves Gabba ghouls.
You'd have to pass all kind of initiation.
Okay, we're not going to do.
Hold on.
Listen here. We're not doing
the Gabba
any
ghouls
of
are now
that.
a subsidiary.
We won't be doing any of that at all.
To J3B. Thank you. You're a subsidiary now.
Exactly right. You'll get a badge in 3 to 4 business days after this quest is complete in the mail, making you an honorary, not an official, honorary J3B member.
Hey, all you guys seem pretty roughed up. Do you guys
my
want
bones
to
hurt.
talk
My
to
cloud
a
bones
doctor's
hurt.
or just find a bed?
Yes,
So,
let's take a short rest.
Actually, as y'all are leaving the hospital, y'all hear a familiar voice shout at you guys. She goes, you guys are still in town? What are y'all doing here? I thought y'all were heading off to Thandor. It's Sadie from the Breadcrumb, who had headed into town to help out with disaster relief.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say we got a bit of a side quest, as it were.
Sadie looks at Jamiroquay. She's like, she kind of looks over at you, Bon, and she says, "What are you guys doing with this shithole?"
I know, no, for sure, absolutely, garbage man. Listen, there's a lot going down. A lot of shit went down, as you can clearly see. Our bones got dangled in our last encounter with things we can't really talk about right at this moment. But he's cool, not like cool. He won't ever be cool, but he's all right.
All right.
You don't have to put any stake in him. Don't you worry, Sadie.
Okay.
That's not your bag.
Hey, speaking of, is your inn?
No,
do you
not
have
in any way. What did you think happened in the last few hours? That a bunch of
to the ground.
You think a team of tiny elves just la ta ta and came around and they did things and fixed the bar?
You're a real.
Think with your head, man.
Are you guys trying to ask for a place to stay? Is that what you're?
That would be wonderful. Yeah.
I got some kin in town that I think could probably help you out. But
look at that! Looks like Bond can kiss my ass, huh?
Well, it's actually funny. I run into you guys. I'm not trying to be a burden or nothing, but I've been running the Breadcrumb for 15, 20 years, and I'm honestly a little lost. I kind of don't know what to do with myself at this point. I kind of want to see a little bit of the world, and I was thinking about trying to make a journey over to Thandor as well, and I thought you guys had already left, but what do you think about me tagging along with you guys?
Sadie,
I mean, the more the merrier.
I don't think I need to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
All right.
You good in a fight?
I feel like...
I'm just saying, there's a potential that we might have to throw hands with Silver Man.
I've been called Scrappy.
That's what I like to hear, Sadie. I don't think we have any other questions.
To be clear, you can freely come with us. If you want to fight / can fight,
yeah, you're fine.
Awesome.
Yeah,
you are an innkeeper, so no one here is expecting the moon.
No, for sure. Right? I just was,
So I wasn't expecting this, but our threesome has just become a fivesome.
Yes, it has.
I was expecting. I planned for a foursome. I'm into it for a fivesome.
I love it.
Redemption arc.
The 5 of you head to Sadie's cousin's house to take it easy for the rest of the night. Mm-hmm. It's Sadie's cousin Clem.
Of course, it's Clem. I was thinking it.
They're the most hospitable people. They welcome you all in with open arms. They bring out some cots and some sleeping bags and all that, and you guys try to get what rest you can for the last bit of the night before you all head off to Thandor in the morning.
Okay. I think right before we go to sleep, like Carveth probably just goes out back and just like sits near a tree and just quietly weeps, like just so broken, on the inside. He just is just so fed up with everything.
Yeah.
That he's just crying.
Yeah.
Go on.
Alandi is currently on the acceptance stage of grief. He was on anger for a while. He's come around to acceptance.
Yeah, no, Bon is back on that anger train. I think Bon is staring out the window. Yeah. I think Bon is like just fuming a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, sure, let's get everybody on the train. Come on. Do the thing with us. Yeah. Like he's like, he's excited, but like also just like, about everything, because he's just like, we're wasting time. There's so many different things and threads that are being pulled which way that we've got to chase and pull. And the longer we wait on one, the fucking longer the other one gets. It's a lot. He's juggling a lot of plates, and I think he's dropped one or two.
So the 3 of you are up at sunrise. Mm-hmm. I mean, like you're saying, I think all 3 of you are ready to get moving. There's so much on all of your minds. I don't honestly know how restful that sleep was. Mm-hmm. I will call that a long rest, even though you could argue it's a short rest.
I was about to ask you, so is it a short rest? Because I was calling it.
No, I think I will call it a long rest. I think your minds were pretty active, but your bodies needed to lie down.
Mm-hmm. Just the exhaustion took over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eventually. So the 3 of you are in the dining room of Clem's house, and Clem has made everybody eggs and bacon, made some grits, all that good Southern cooking.
Oh, God.
And it's just the 3 of you and Clem down there, and you hear some rustle, and Jamiroquay comes out into the dining room, kind of sullen, kind of sulking, pretty.
Like as he's coming down, like I'm not saying this loud enough, but I do want to whisper to Alandi, we are going on a quest for a corpse. I needed to make sure you're aware of that.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. 1, I'm eating grits. 2, not the time.
No, for sure. But like,
we had all night. We could have discussed
listen,
this.
you didn't go into the tent, all right? Our brother threw up.
As he's walking,
I just shove a biscuit in my mouth angrily.
Morning, fellas.
Hey, morning. Guys, we're not talking about anything weird. Hey, grits.
You guys, thanks. And he sits down, starts to eat, and he's like, man, feels weird, but
a bowl of grits. I'm so sorry. Ever since you said it, I've just been like, fuck, man.
I really appreciate you guys wanting to help me out with this. I truly don't deserve this, and I need you guys to know that I acknowledge the kindness you've extended me here. I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, to be fair to yourself, not that you're not indebted to us, I did stab you, so at least between us two, I think we're mostly square.
That's fair, I guess.
Because you've been if I'm being honest, you've been surprisingly cool about it. So it's kind of hard for me to hold any kind of grudge.
I did accidentally, I will say, try to get you guys killed.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think
that's
between
a
me
good
and you,
point.
we're square.
I think we're pretty square.
You probably still indebted to my younger brothers, but I
certainly.
think between the two of us, we're square. It's just so we're same page. Enjoy your grits.
And while y'all are talking, y'all hear a little more rustling as Sadie comes down the stairs as well. I don't remember if I said this. Sadie is like a slightly older woman, not like super old, but like in maybe her like late midlife, you know. And she's dressed in just the cutest adventuring gear, and she's like surprisingly spry considering the rough day she had yesterday, and she's really just looking at the bright side and trying to move forward.
Man, Sadie looking slim thick in that leather armor.
Definitely.
Alandi's gonna look at her like dead serious and just be like, now before we go on this grand quest, I have the grand quest for quest. Let's get the branding correct.
yes, the grand quest for quest.
The grand quest for quest. TM, which I don't know what it means. FTM, fantasy TM.
There it is. FTM.
I have a very important question for you before we get out on this adventure.
Okay.
Do you have the family recipe for these fucking grits? Oh my god.
Someone finally said it. I need this in my life. If I have to grind them myself, I will.
If all you do
Clem, you heard that? Let me get that recipe before we head out. I'm going to make some of these grits for them on the road.
Oh, yes. If you do nothing else on this adventure, you've been more useful than anyone. Including myself. Yeah, no, I'm not like.
So the five of you set off on your adventure in the early morning, heading off for Thandor. I mean, that's the only. I mean, where else would you guys go? I mean, surely you can, as such a hub of a city, surely you'll find something, you know? Plus, it's where you guys were headed anyway. It just makes sense.
Yeah. At this point, Alandi's kind of like, we're going to Thandor, but also like, the guys keep finding us, so searching for them is kind of pointless. Just wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At this point, just wait.
Also, not to be that guy just because we're here and not to say, I did really do a number on my robes, so at some point, I'd like to purchase new clothes. Thank you so much.
So the three of you have been walking for a few hours, and it's kind of the mid-afternoon. The five of you approach a bridge that you would have crossed. It's a bridge over a river that you would have walked whenever you were coming to the breadcrumb towards the Throne Mountain. And as you're getting close to this bridge, you see a large crowd kind of in the area. And as you near, you see there's a few knights guarding what is essentially a destroyed bridge. In the water, you see, let's say, you see 8 giants standing around in the water doing construction work on this bridge. And this river is a good... in my mind, I picture the Mississippi River in our part of Louisiana.
Oh God!
So it's like a good, 1,000 feet wide.
Yeah.
It's very
no joke.
large.
It's a river. It's not
it's a real ass river.
How destroyed is the bridge?
What?
Like completely.
Like, can we parkour across it?
No,
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There is, however, like, so it's like there's barricades at the entrance and there's night standing guard. So you could go talk to somebody.
Do any of my boys want to talk, or am I going to go talk?
Yeah. Excuse me there. Pardon. Is there a toll to get across here? Is there a way?
I mean, there's definitely some kind of toll in some sort of metaphorical sense, as like your life if you try to get across. I guess.
No, for sure. That's why I'm asking you instead of crossing without asking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Did I say something dumb, or did you think something dumb?
I can't tell yet.
Let's start over. How do we make this interaction as brief as possible? Want to go that way? That way is bridge with you guys in front. What do?
So I don't know where you're coming from, friend, but there was a big earthquake yesterday, and this bridge just look, this bridge completely shat the bed. The nearest crossing, you're gonna have to head south. If you need to get across now, you could wait. I don't know. It might take our guys like a few days, maybe a week to get this thing rebuilt.
Ooh, don't have that kind of time. What's this alternate southern route?
Yeah, your best bet. So this the river here, it leads down to a lake down pretty far south. It's maybe a couple miles down there. You can get around the lake and make your way there. It's kind of a detour. I'm sorry about it, but I don't know what to tell you.
You didn't cause the earthquake. We all, we're just living here. I get it.
That you're right about that.
Exactly. Well, thank you for your time. Hey, boys,
sure, I'm really sorry.
All good. We're going south. Looks like going not this way, unless you want to wait a day or a week. They weren't really clear, and we almost got into a bit of a tip.
He said a few days or a week.
Yeah,
I do not. How long is it? How long is detour? Like, is it like a day's journey, half a day's journey?
It's he said a few miles, but I mean you can't quite see the lake yet, so that might have been a little undershooting it.
Yeah, I mean that's probably our best case scenario. I mean, I'm not in the mood to just sit around.
For sure. Sorry, my friend. Yeah. Are we hoofing it? Or are we going to find some sort of means to make this a little speedier? Or?
I feel like it's far too late for these kinds of questions.
For sure.
We're like,
I'm just saying.
This would have been a great idea.
You know how they say some things fall off of a cart? What if people fell off of a cart and we had that cart instead?
Sadie.
It sounds like aggravated assault, if I'm understanding correctly.
So we would be bringing it back.
To be clear, that's not a no.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've never been down here, but I have some friends who say they used to. If I'm not mistaken, this lake used to be a pretty big vacation spot. I don't think it's too far. I mean, it's obviously taken us, out of our intended path, but I'm pretty sure we can make it work. It'll be fine. There's a town down there, so we, if we get there too late, we could probably find somewhere to stay or something. I'm sure it'll be all right.
You know what, Sadie? If anyone in this world I can trust, it's the word of you, because you've been nothing but hospitable, and it's definitely not because I want to get more grits. I trust you. Let's go. Let's go.
She blushes and looks away. So the group of you follows along the river down south. You can try to gauge where you're at on the map, but it's a little vague. You're not following the path that the map had. You're not following the path that the map was leading you on anymore because of this. So it's a little hard to tell exactly where you are. Hard to pinpoint.
I have a question. Does the map update? So I'm not looking at this often because I don't want the two people we're with to know we have a magical map. So I'm mostly just using the one that we like, the drawn one. But I do want to, at some point, while we're going, check whenever like no one's really paying attention, just kind of like half pull it out to look. Is the path updating as we like is it?
It is not, no.
Okay, so the path isn't updating.
If you look while y'all are walking today, the map has updated all the way up until you got up until Gabba.
Okay.
So the group of you is walking south along this river, and you can start to see in the distance something that you guys kind of have a hard time comprehending. It's almost like the skyline is getting blurrier. But like you look at each other, it's not your vision. It's like I should say the horizon line is getting a little blurrier. But you continue forward, and after a little while, you start to see the river kind of starting to get a little less wide, and you see in the distance the lake. But that's not what draws your eye as you're coming over a hill and you're coming down and the lake comes into view. Just another mile, maybe 2 past the lake. For the first time in your life, you see the fabled Baron yonder.
Oh shit!
You can see it's awe-inspiring how there is a literal wall of sand. It's moving. You can hear it. It's miles away, but you can hear it. It's not deafening. You can all talk with each other, but it almost sounds like a tornado in the distance. And it's just constant. It's almost like there's literally a wall.
Like ever so slightly, we see it like moving.
Yeah, it's almost like a magic eye painting where it looks like all the things are just moving, but they're not. But
it's not even closer, right? It's just moving in place.
Correct.
Okay. He's gonna turn.
Well, I mean, you know, lore wise that it is growing, but it's
but
not like
not like visibly like it's like growing very slowly, like a desert grows, not like
And you can also see on the other side of the lake to you can see that there is a small town just on the other side of the lake.
How close is the Baron yonder to the lake and town and everything?
So from the end of the lake, I would say the Baron yonder starts a little less than a mile.
Oh shit!
Wow.
The town is kind of where the river meets the lake. This is a large lake, not Lake Pontchartrain, which is that doesn't mean anything to our listeners. This lake is a good I don't know.
It's like Great Lakes, like the Great Lakes.
I'm assuming this town also has a bridge across the river here.
It does not.
They go
this
around
is a small
lake?
town. It's almost like a settlement.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to my boys and just be like, I don't mean to be that guy, but this is a terrible location for a resort. I mean, it's just awful.
I'd like to think it was here before, the scary wall of sound and sand.
I guess. Listen, not my money, not my investment.
Yeah, right, as the group of you are walking around the lake, you notice signs of abandoned hot dog carts, and you can tell this clearly used to be a place that people came to all the time. But it's clear that that's not the case anymore.
So this is
sand.
How loud is it now? I'm assuming this is the closest we're getting to it.
So as you get to the tip of the lake that is closest to the Baron yonder, it's pretty loud. It's kind of like you're standing kind of near an interstate. So it's not deafening. Y'all can still talk to each other, but it's a constant noise. And actually, you run into they're not on the lake, but kind of at that tip, you see a makeshift tent and like a little encampment, and you see a group of, I can't think of a better way to describe them than nerds. You could assume scientists, like, with all sorts of binders and equipment and things of the like.
Rolodexes?
Sure.
Yeah. This episode of the podcast sponsored
Brought
by
to you by
Rolodexes.
Office Depot.
Brought to you by defunct office equipment.
We have Staples, much like Staples, the better business. But don't go there. Come here. Home Depot.
Can we make out any?
You can make
Any
out
sort
if
of
you want, but your
shapes?
brothers.
No. I don't want to kiss my brothers.
for-
Can we make out any sort of shapes or weird
Making
shit
out
from this
Sadie.
distance that we can maybe see in the?
You cannot. So it looks kind of like the horizon is static. Not in the Adventure Zone kind of way.
Okay,
sorry,
yeah.
not in that
Like
kind of way.
stationary or
But it just looks like everything is blurred super hard. It looks like you're looking through frosted glass.
okay, perfect.
But if you have questions, not to lead you on, but if you have questions,
I
I'll
just
have you
team
know,
of potential
Alandi-
researchers could answer some.
that's what I was just about to
Alandi
say.
from episode 1 has had a Books of for Nerds policies, and he's sticking to it. One of
probably
you
do.
two can ask.
So what is it? What is it that you're studying here? If we walked up, did we walk up to him?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll walk.
Hello.
Alandi's going fishing
Anyway.
or something.
Hello.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
What? How are you? What
Pushes up
are y'all
glasses.
doing? What are you doing out here?
worsening by the day. I could ask you the same thing. We're just passing through to get to Thandor, but I was curious as to what it is you're researching.
We're a research team from we're from the university up north. It's
Yonder you.
Yontech.
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 Northern Yontech? I've only heard of Southern Yontech. Roll Tide.
Yon Tide.
Yeah, we've got a few we've got a few groups stationed throughout yonder, and we're here kind of experimenting and recording the Baron Yonder as it grows, and those kinds of things.
Have you seen anything come out of there or go in there?
Oh no, nothing comes out, nothing goes in. You can go over there if you want. It's like a wall. It's like you can't walk through it.
But
Do you ever
so there's
see
nothing
anything go over?
beyond the wall.
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. What have you researched?
The wall is like hundreds of feet high. You can't quite tell how tall it is, and it stretches out on the horizon as far as you can see either way. He says, if anything has ever made its way in or out of there, it's not been recorded anywhere. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, just curious. We all know of the Yonder, but not so much of what it is or what's in it or if there's anything in it. Is it all sandstorm all the way in? I just thought a researcher might have researched something more than just what the public knows about the wall. All I can really tell you is, probably what you already know. It's growing, it's swallowing stuff up, and it's not spitting anything out. We're here basically in case something new happens, that we're here to record it. There was a peculiar thing just the other day. There was an earthquake. I don't know if you felt that. Yes.
And we weren't actually out here, but if you look at the ground, there's like markers every so often. And he says, we use these markers to kind of gauge, like, if it's like growing when we're not here, we can kind of gauge, like, where it's at. And yesterday, it seemed like it. We haven't really been able to physically examine it growing much, but yesterday it grew 6 feet wider. I don't know what that means. I've never experienced this before, and we've been out here for months.
And it happened to coincide with the earthquake.
It seems like it. We weren't out here yet. We hadn't come out yet to check on anything, but we showed up after the earthquake happened, and it was wider. I mean, it just makes sense to me that would be what did it. And I will once again say that none of you have ever experienced an earthquake like that before.
Right.
So Alande has been like circling the kind of campsite, just kind of because he didn't want to deal with the nerds. But finally, like, he stops pacing and he barges in to their conversation and just like looks dead at the researcher and just like, why don't we just dig a tunnel under it? I've been wondering this since I was a kid. Like, couldn't we just tunnel under it? It's just a wall. You could tunnel under it, right?
I guess you could, but I mean, that seems like a death wish. I mean, we don't know, like, could you tunnel back up once you're across? If you tunnel back up once you're across, like, what the conditions are like in there? I mean, I guess you could try, but
wait,
that's a lot of ifs.
Isn't it just like big desert?
Well, that's what we have gathered from our observations. We've never been in.
Could you maybe send in perhaps some sort of drone or automaton of some kind, or even some wizards to scry inside or something? Like, send a person in, scry on them while they're on the other side.
We're doing your job for you. Those books don't help you much.
I'm a man of science. I don't know what these things are that you're saying.
You're living in the past, my man. Magic's the new thing, and this conversation has bored me. Good day.
All right, goodbye, I guess.
But yeah, no, Bond's like, this guy really didn't give us a whole lot.
Yeah, that was just a researcher from a university up north that,
Is there anyone in the field right now or in the area that looks like they're like the head honcho that isn't just some snot-nosed guy?
So there are some other people around.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Very quickly, can I just beg for both Alandi's sake and the listener's sake, can we not interview every single researcher at this time?
I wasn't going to interview every researcher. I just walked up to the first guy. I wanted to find the head guy, but I also really don't give a shit about this, and I'd like to get back to the main mission in the sense that, like,
there's a few other researchers there working, but
do any of them look any more important than this random boy?
That's all I'm trying to figure out.
They all look just the same.
All right,
then I say we continue on our quest. We got a decent little dollop of like, ooh, earthquake might be attached to the thing.
Yeah,
but I feel like time is of the essence with the things we're trying to do.
Yeah. So the five of you rather all head into this town, and let's say we cut it off here, and we'll continue the adventure next time. We had a long one last week.
What a grand cliffhanger, man! This has been such. We talked about grits. We talked about Rolodexes.
It doesn't always have to be meat and potatoes. Sometimes you gotta eat your vegetables.
Became a group of 5.
Yeah,
y'all found a dead tent in, like, y'all found a murder tent.
A lot happened. Yeah, a lot has happened. Shame on you.
Next week we will continue our 5-some adventure towards Thandor and hopefully towards answers.
And more grits.
And more grits.
And more grits, probably.